GenC podcast.
Welcome to the GenC podcast. I am your co-host, Lizanne Rose, and to my side, directions. I have Mr. Beard that connects beautifully, JP Jackson.
Hello, Rizad.
How's it going, man? Oh,
Good. How are you doing today?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Or just one of those
Yeah,
days?
like we don't talk about Bruno. But what are we talking about?
So today we're going to have a look at the pandemic.
Okay.
Things we went through, things we want to keep, want to take away.
It feels past tense.
Yeah. We then obviously need to get into our bag and look at the scenarios in this lovely bowl. And then we're going to end it off with a grateful thought. Are you happy with that?
I'm always happy. I'm always fine. I'm fine. So yeah, the panna cotta, the Pangea, the panoramic. I'm done. Last one. Pandora.
Okay.
The pandemic, the time that all of us have now in common, worldwide, we just connected on this thing.
Yeah.
Is low-key over in South Africa. Since they lifted the mask mandate, we've effectively can say, okay, the pandemic is done.
So do you think that the measures that were put in place were justified?
Yo. So, okay. For those of you that don't know me, I actually studied coronavirus at university. So this was in 2016, 2017. Not like deep into like the coronavirus, but I did enough.
Are you saying that this is planned, Rizal?
We can cut that out. Yes, like I would have thrown you into a Facebook group and like that. So the coronavirus is a family of viruses, and so this specific one is like new, and so the virology aspect of it is what I studied, but the actual the health crisis that is a pandemic is something I actually wanted to get into. I wanted to actually be an epidemiologist. So all of this is like low-key my dreams and my worst nightmares coming through.
It's in reality now.
Oh yeah, it's like, yo, this is the worst thing that can happen, but also, yo, this is what I smart was. So in terms of like the measures, that's actually how you sort of fight a pandemic. Those sort of, because the vaccine and stuff like that's a medical intervention.
Yeah.
Public health structure is how you deal with pandemics. So things like quarantining, things like the way that we sanitize, so cleaning and stuff like that, controlling movement and stuff like that. That is actually how you deal with a pandemic. And we've obviously evolved as a society, but that's what they did like in like ancient Italy. That's where the word quarantine actually comes from. Quarantine means 40 days.
Oh. Okay, Google.
Like it actually means, so that was the length that they spent on, say, this particular island in Italy. Island in Italy. So like if you're asking me, was it necessary? Like yes.
But was it also was it worth the cost? Like the pandemic came with so many lost jobs, so many people that could not relocate and work and had to balance so much anxiety in that period because now you have to go through all of these things. Was it worth the economic cost?
Guys, I don't get paid enough for this question.
Why are you using the word enough?
Oh, fizz. So like, okay, since you're asking me, the issue of the sacrifices that we had to do is more, in my opinion, everything is my opinion. In my opinion, it's more a question of our trust in our government, man. Because if our government had our best interest in heart, we would have rolled with the punches, man. Because people were dying, fam. People were getting like very, very sick, and something needed to happen.
Yeah.
And so the advice that they followed wasn't really like theirs per se. It was from the CDC. The Center for Disease Corruption. Whoa! It's on.
Like every episode, we're just going closer and closer.
Edging towards the edge. But okay, you seem to be erring towards like, nah, you weren't. I didn't please you. I was the different structures that was put into place. How did it like sit with you?
So before the vaccine rollout, I thought we were doing quite well. I thought getting into spaces, smaller spaces, making sure that it doesn't spread. That was good for me.
Okay.
But I think the fact that we were in that space for so long was the problem. Like the measures were good, but we needed to act faster so that we could also recover from that. And as a scientist, is that possible?
So I'm smiling because like you can't please everyone.
True.
And the process of like developing the vaccine and stuff like that is usually like a 10, 5, and at best 3-year process. Luckily, this particular type of virus has caused epidemics in 2002 and 2012, I think. And so they were getting warm with the playbook and stuff like that. So this was actually a fast recovery.
Yeah.
However, the severity of the disease and also again the lack of trust in our government. Because there's like, for example, like New Zealand and some of those countries, they killed it because they have trust in the government.
Yeah.
The government didn't like steal from them in 2010 and stuff like that.
You win this World Cup.
Oh, we. So that's basically, so I'm not trying to say that your sort of upsetness is misplaced, but
I'm not upset.
Like the inconveniences that we felt was like normal.
Yeah.
Like it was actually like we actually got away lucky because we were again also among us. We were venting as a country. So like for example, again, I'm from Elsies River now, and so to tell people from Elsies River, please do this and this because you're gonna die.
Yeah.
We die every day.
Yeah.
Like, no, real talk. Like, people die every day in Elsies River. And, like, I can't even see this virus. I can't even... That's basically, like, what you're saying. Okay, people die, cool, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, that disconnect and stuff like that. And the government didn't do themselves any favors with the way they handled the HIV/AIDS epidemic. So all we can, like, hope for is that the next... Make dua that we don't get a next one. But the next one that happens, we can hope that the playbook and how we handle it is a bit better.
But a lot of the times, it was almost as if it was only really taken seriously when it actually affected someone around you. So it was almost like this disease isn't real until it was your mommy or until it was your auntie.
Yeah.
And then you saw, oh, this thing is real. But even within that, there was also the different experiences. So some people had it very bad with severe symptoms.
Yeah.
And then you had those robots that
It was a flu for them.
yeah, they just like they got it and they moved on with life. So then how do you explain that? Like how do you explain to someone that this is a severe disease that you can die from? But even though you're out here playing soccer.
And that's the thing, man. Like, all diseases are like that. Some diseases have a much higher mortality rate and some do. Like, for example, apparently, like, rabies has, like, a 99% mortality rate. But the data is, if you catch it early enough and you are not symptomatic, it's treatable. But the minute you have symptoms, it's terminal. So diseases are just like that, where some people... That's why you have percentage mortality, man, like, or mortality rate. And so Do you know now? Call back to why Aloe needs to be cancelled. This type of information, like on actual information about diseases, man, applicable information about diseases that people can use, that like scalable information is what people need, man. And so, because it's really a matter of education. Because every disease, we can all be in the same house together, and only one of us can get severely sick.
Yeah.
And that's the reality. And you know, but
what's the other disease that came from the pandemic is the misinformation.
Ooh.
So you describing now a very educated view on what was supposed to happen, how it was supposed to be handled, but
meanwhile in the streets.
How was you getting WhatsApp messages from who knows where, saying factual things or things said to be as fact, but is not really fact.
Yeah.
So should Aloe also be covering dissecting misinformation to prepare us for a post-pandemic life?
So yo, bruh, like I've had debates. I've had conversations. So first of all, people that are anti-vax, I'm fine with you. Like, live your life. You know?
I'm not.
Like, wow. Like people that are like, because distrust in the just medical industry it's a thing. There's I've seen and I've explained to people that the reasons why you would distrust the medical field is, for example, you're a person of color because they used to test vaccines on slaves.
Yes.
If you're a woman because like are you seated? Are you ready? Cancelling the patriarchy, the plaintiff acid. For example, the whole of the medical industry used to just be like males, and then females are just like, oh, different males. They weren't doing research on women specifically. And so everything is like, oh, you're pregnant.
Yeah.
Even to this day, they don't like a lot. Some doctors are getting it right. But even to this day, the way that we sort of deal with women in the medical industry is still a bit biased. So yeah, so people of color, women, the pharmaceutical industry is just out there for the dollars. So you can't trust him. The pharmaceutical industry, but the other the homeopathic industry is also sus. They like, so just like the government, you can't trust the government. So just in general, like, and then also the narrative of the vaccines is like, there's this thing about like, the vaccine, yes, has a backing of science, but like mothers have the backing of the reality that they're losing a child. So that's also, and like it was like that, man. So for example, the vaccine is 95% effective. Then they would literally bring the 5% of mothers that lost children to run a campaign against vaccines.
Yeah.
And that's I'm like, they did a good job. The salespeople of anti-vax movement did a good job. So I'm not mad if you're anti-vax.
Yes.
But disinformation.
But also in the height, like you said, why I feel like you can like have a distaste towards anti-vaxxers is because so I come from, my wife's a doctor, and she was a doctor during the pandemic, and those that unfortunately untimely passed away did not have the vaccine. So from that point of view, I'm like, you can do something to stop it. Before you couldn't. So, and even though no matter how good Coca-Cola's sales pitch is, you still have the choice.
Yeah.
And yes, I agree. There is information out there that can support whatever your view is. But you also don't want to die.
Yeah, nah. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, it's why I'm fine with the people is because I don't have energy, man.
It just takes too much.
Because it's like religious, bro. It's like, it's religious for them. They believe. And so, yeah, like, allow it. Like, people that believe like the earth is flat also just like, it's fine. 2 + 2 is 5. But no, like, I can appreciate the frustration because you know of people that were sick. You know, and I mean, don't name drop Rizan. But I do remember, I think it was Sergio Peters. He has a very like strong story about this exact incident.
Yeah.
And so it's in the moment it's hella disrespectful. It's hella disrespectful. And so I think I do want to ask you, did you have someone close to you that was like in the wrong? Like on that level of just like, don't have to name drop. I'm just on like, how did you navigate that? How did you navigate that?
That was tough. Because it was also a case of someone listening to someone else versus somebody that is actually experiencing it, like someone like Kelly, who was was on the ground facing this, and they had strong views upon it. But again, you have to just love the person.
Okay.
Like you can't make the decision for them, and also you then can't be upset with the outcome. Because if there is an outcome that is unfavorable, it was that person's decision.
Yeah.
Did you have anybody? The whole of Elsie's. you just out. No one taking you seriously.
Like so first of all, then so it's wild. So in-house, in my gesin, like some of my siblings are like the one was, and it's fine, like you can watch this and I'm coming for you, it's fine. The one was like, nah, my immune system is strong enough. Like, okay, cool. And like your immune system is strong enough, good for you, cool. And the other one like he just doesn't believe in anything, so it's like totally fine. But then you get, and this is how I talk about like the list of people, so like the whole Muslim faculty, because it's like, oh, we can't go to mosque anymore, but like you must believe in Allah. And I'm like, okay, but now no one's saying don't believe.
Yeah.
People just like take precaution, man. That's all. But like, like they would like, there was this like wild stories of people like low-key breaking into the mosque effectively.
Oh, wow.
Because they're like, no, but we must go to the mosque. But
the sounds are back.
Yeah. Because it really, information, people just don't know what they know, or they don't know what they don't know, and they always like make assumptions and stuff like that. So the right thing to do was to listen to the sort of like assigned opinion from the leaders and stuff like that. That was the right thing to do. And people are like, nah, I'm stronger than you. My faith is strong. Yeah, but like I think on a different note, from a capitalist perspective, there's like whole industries that were lost. And so that was also like, lives were lost, but also like just livelihoods. And so
like I felt very bad for like the artists and entertainment industry, because that completely shut down for almost 2 years before they could even have an event.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a long time. No matter how good your savings account is, that is a long time to be without a source of income.
Because remember we had like the lockdown like slap bang in festive.
Yeah.
And that whole garden route was gone.
Yeah.
So now I feel you.
Yeah.
But like besides entertainment,
but then Cyril just lifted it for midnight
on New Year's,
just to be wild. Like told the cabinet, just left it for tonight. We'll be back on Monday.
Oh, yeah. Alcohol was wild. Alcohol was wild. Like that's how you know, like the pandemic was religious, because they were like keeping us off the haram. Like you can't smoke cigarettes. It was some like, nah, you guys are haram, you must slow down and you must cover up.
Yeah.
You must, that's also like shout out the hijab Muslims. Like, but now it's like just like more than the entertainment industry. The whole culture of like going to the office changed.
Yes.
because like at the same time people saw, okay, but I can work from home. I don't have to go to this lastige boss and stuff like that. And you, someone that works from home, can I ask you, is it better? Do you prefer in office? What are the dissies? What are the addies?
That's like a whole nother.
What are the dissies, the addies?
A whole nother episode. I think
For 3 marks.
For 3 marks. One, I think you probably way more productive if you work at home.
Okay.
Biggest con, you need to learn how to switch off.
Oh, pain.
You need to put the boundary in to say this is now not work.
Okay.
So super productive, not need to learn boundaries. I think what it taught us is connection is not just a physical thing. You are
deep.
You don't need to be in a meeting to say what needs to be done. Like we found other ways around delegating tasks.
Write all the stuff down.
and getting things done other than sitting in that meeting. Which is why we did it in the past. You get in a meeting, get what you need to be done, go out, get it done. I think that has changed a lot. And also I think the respect for time has changed completely, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Whereas when work was seen as a physical place you needed to go to, and when work started creeping into your life, we started realizing that there were other priorities in our lives, like families, that sort of the things that we would step away from to go to work. So I think what that then did was it opened up this whole like perspective that you can actually have the balance between being with your family and doing the things that is important to you and then working. Whereas before it was, or in my opinion at least, you went to work to provide for the family, but then you were also away from the family.
Yeah.
And I think the perspective around that changed a lot in the pandemic. And as a work from home person, I gravitated towards it. It's not for everyone.
Yeah.
I 100% agree. It's not for everyone, but I do think it unlocks another space.
We're obviously speaking from a place of privilege.
Yeah.
Because
I told you I am always privileged on this podcast.
I'm not like throwing shade. I'm
Yes.
trying to sort of identify that the skills that we have
Yes.
as millennials to deal with technology, we could transition smoothly to work from home. And that's why this works.
Yeah.
People that look like us, a lot of them traveled to migrant labor is our, that's our, that's like our, that's the culture.
Bread and butter.
That's our culture, yeah. So a lot of jobs didn't translate into stay at home, and that was like, and that's not just entertainment.
Yes. Yeah.
That's like Amazon, like factories, like Amazon was coining it, but then it was like taking away from so many different. It is wild, and it's like it's. But
it also then, like you said, it's the skills that were translatable in the pandemic. Not all of those skills were translatable, and a lot of those people that could not work ended up, or who could be technologically advanced, would then do it from home, on their own, and that required a different skill set, because now you have to think about electricity, which we probably don't have. And the equipment to make it, and all those other things which you would have had if you went to work.
Hit a nerve there, thanks, Jackie. So now, like what I'm basically trying to get at is, and it's probably hella depressing, is this pandemic worldwide showed like the frailty of our current system.
What do you mean?
And yeah.
Allow.
Like just like we were borrowing more than we were putting back. So just from that standpoint, like gone. the fact that, like you said, or they identified that some industries weren't translatable and stuff like that. So there weren't a lot of contingencies set into place. So we never planned for the rainy day type of things. And that is optimistic society, whereas being like, like a pessimist and planning for the rainy day is my forte. But the thing that I also want to highlight is we created another gap, another sort of like what I'm saying is actually highly depressing. We created another gap between the wealthy and the poor.
Ooh.
Because those, like, literally, like the rich could like
Continue.
like not just continue, but almost like adjust, evolve, and whereas the poor were left to die.
Yeah.
And those questions is why you have the sort of anger and that sort of like discontent for what did we do the right thing in stopping the things?
Yeah.
Because they couldn't.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
and again, like, you're South Africa, man. Just like, like we need to really take a step back and really evaluate what was lost and how do we stop from losing again. Stop trying to quick fix it.
Yeah.
Actually have like a good conversation with the country. Listen, guys, this is where we were taking L's. And this is what we need to collectively do as a country to get like over the line. But nah, it is deep.
Yeah.
It is deep.
Yeah.
Like, but
I'll allow it.
Because from the scientific point of view, I know I'm sort of like stealing the airways.
Yeah.
From a scientific point of view, we are more likely going to get another pandemic.
Ooh.
We are going to get another pandemic. And it's because from the one hand, we are infringing in the natural world. We are more exposed to the animals because we are literally stealing their land. We're literally stealing the land. And we take shortcuts with our sort of practices. Remember when Poloni tried to kill us? Do you remember that? Like, I remember Poloni tried to kill us.
Yeah.
That was poor safety practices and processing and stuff like that. We take shortcuts because it saves money and makes money to take shortcuts. And
Your fight to capitalism is
I'm
back on.
coming for capitalism. And so we are erring towards another one.
Yeah.
And like just
Yeah. So what the pandemic has then opened and closed is shown us various things. So what of the pandemic are we keeping and what are we taking away?
Yes.
So here we have a list of items that you will decide, do we keep it or do we throw it away?
Oh wait, chuck it in the bucket. Chuck it in the bucket. Okay, so working from home versus working in the office. Are we gonna keep it? Or maybe just remote work in general. Are we gonna keep it or are we gonna go back to office?
Do you want me to answer that?
Yeah. Easy. It's a layup.
Since I am slightly biased to the remote work, I think we keep it, but don't get rid of. I don't think you should get rid of physical working
Man
environments.
of the people.
Because again, so as inclusive as I am, I think it has its benefits. Like you said, the respect for time and that sort of thing. Sorry, like I said, the respect for time and working around that. But there is lots of merit in creating those connections with staff and with other people. So definitely don't get rid of it. But I tend or ear towards the hybrid type model.
Yes.
But a hybrid model that works. Not a hybrid model that says you must be Monday morning. A hybrid model that works for both. Okay. Do you think?
When you say hybrid, you mean some days in, some days out, or hybrid as in like a completely different space that's remote, but it's What does hybrid mean?
Oh
Sorry.
no, so it can mean both.
Oh,
I think,
both.
yeah.
Okay.
So I think a completely different space, but also come in on a Wednesday or come in on a Thursday. And like, I mean, Cape Town traffic is a real. You don't want to be sitting there 4 hours just or
Cape
2.
Town petrol is real.
So I think that hybrid solution is, and I think that is a good thing that came from the pandemic, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree. Say no more. Say no more.
Okay, Lynn, can I give you one?
Okay.
Social distancing.
Please. Like, stay out of my space. Please, like, do I need to explain? So, like, for example, I was in Checkers or something, one of those shops. And this man is on my back I'm buying people in the line. I'm buying people. What? Like people are grinding me in the store. Like it's like we're not in the club.
What store are you in? Because I did.
Because you must know, like in the 10 items or less, man, you don't necessarily have a trolley, man. You just have your groceries. So that's when the people are
so
like,
your groceries is 10 items and less.
I'm a goody two shoes, my boy. What's going on?
You're only buying 9 items. What's a bread, milk? There's nothing else that.
What's your bag? What? So, you mean to tell me?
You telling me you can go shopping in the 10 items or less aisle for groceries?
But people go to the shop for all sorts of things. We're like, we out of milk. You're not going to buy a whole month's groceries.
Oh, okay. Now I'm with you. That makes sense. That makes sense.
You were bugging and you, how do you feel about social distance?
No, she definitely stay.
Okay,
I don't want to, people, like, I can't be Darth Vader here behind me.
That's good.
But that's also funny. It gave us it sounds weird, but social distancing gave us an excuse for them to be further away.
Oh yeah.
Like before they were close, and you could be it would be hella awkward for you to say move back, because you just don't want to engage with that. But this actually showed you you need to be.
People didn't respect social distancing. They did it is what it is. They didn't respect social distancing. They didn't. So online games or online events, keep or go away.
Wow. Are we looking like metaverse times here?
Yeah. Oof. That's a different episode. I'm not ready to go. I'm ready to go after Mark Zuckerberg, but I don't have my tools yet.
Online gaming, yes.
Okay.
Yes. I think it is
Among Us and stuff like that. Yes. I thought that was
really cool. Yeah, I think it was nice. It was a nice way of connecting, even when you were far apart.
It was the only way to connect. That was the only way to connect.
Online events?
Yeah.
No. I was a bit on the fence with that, because when you're going to an event specifically, you want the experience. You want to want to know what the sound is like, what the getting a specific drink or that adds to the atmosphere instead of just the online event.
Yeah.
And I think that was maybe taken away, which I would prefer to go to live events, but for the capitalists, I would say online events were cheaper. So you could watch an event that you wouldn't necessarily have been able to go to live because it was online. So that is also a pro for the event.
Keep it. Nah. Do you know that's 10 marks in Elo. That's decent. Now you got like 9 full marks there. So I was thinking, on the one hand, the whole idea of going to an event is to escape. But now you like it home. And then the other thing is, and it's a bit of a gear shift, I would like to have those drive-in
cinemas.
Yes. And drive-in events.
Who you taking to the drive-in cinema, is that?
Bro, what's going on? I'm moving on to the next question. What's going on? Yo. Wow. Okay, rude. In footy, we like watching football. I don't know what you like watching. I love watching. The 5 subs. Keeping or bringing it back to 3. Keeping the 5 subs.
Yes, I think it gives more options to the managers,
Please.
and then also it allows you to refresh an entire.
To free Donny van der Beek, actually. We just want to free Donny. Free Donny from the Donny van der bench. Because like they explain that like the bigger clubs get this competitive advantage.
Yes.
In having an extra, the extra sub. But like Oaks. You're like we want to see the players, man.
But I think like from a rugby perspective, it's changed like completely because it's more of a 23-man game. Because when before we always used to play like our strongest people like at the front and then play them almost the whole game, and we're the last person like 5 minutes. Whereas now we see substitutes coming just after halftime. So like it's almost like the intensity of the game remains at a certain level. Whereas if you have less subs, there's always, unfortunately, people get tired.
Yeah.
So I don't think the intensity of the game would be the same. So I'm 4-5 subs.
That's actually because that made me think about that FIFA hack where your starters don't get tired. Joke. Absolute joke. Let me see. I feel like I have one more.
Do you have one more there?
Oh, yes. This is the one. That's the one. So, family meetings with Uncle Cyril.
We should be keeping that. Cyril needs to give me updates weekly on what is happening with our country.
For the sign language lady. Nah, I love that.
But are you talking about
them?
The real sign language lady, not like a...
But there was one that was renegade. But nah, on a serious note, having your president talk to you is nice.
Yeah. No, I
felt very patriotic because I knew, okay, all of us, no matter where you are, we're all in front of the TV listening to Uncle Cyril.
But the comments are wilding though. Selling some
Why are we so? Why are we so? That's literally just the GenC.
Yeah.
that's mense selling car parts.
So then I think it's the good place to start off on our next segment.
Yeah.
The Say My Now segment. Do you want to tell the people what Say My Now is?
Yeah, so we like to sort of keep it hypothetical, man. We like to... This isn't real. We're just playing a game.
Yes.
Say my now, this had happened. So JP's actually going to start us off with the first question. JP.
Let me go.
Roaring that thing you say.
Yeah, because apparently I don't...
Can't you read? Do you need subtitles?
No, because I feel like this just describes you. Say my now, the zombie apocalypse hit SA. What would you do?
I will die. I'll just die.
So okay. And
Gross.
Please give context to your zombie apocalypse, Rizan. What happens in the zombie apocalypse?
So first of all, hopefully it's slow zombies because many typical fast zombies, and obviously zombie rules apply. They eat brains and stuff.
Zombie rules apply. Is there a playbook for zombies?
Yes, you can kill them with headshots. Otherwise, they don't die. Like, get with the program, boy. Yeah, do you know, like, that's why I say I would rather die, because we had like a medical apocalypse and we didn't behave properly. Imagine we had a zombie apocalypse.
Don't you think we'll have more bunkers in a zombie apocalypse? Because the whole point is to go...
Who can afford this? My bro, you say there's still toilet paper in the pandemic.
But you can't use toilet paper as a headshot.
So wait. So if I didn't die, I'll go to Canal Walk.
Why?
Yum out. So Canalka has everything, man. There's a toilet. They have checkers and pick up pay. They have exclusive books so I can read books. They have that weapon so that I can reload and get weapons. They even have a salaga.
So that's your base.
That's my base.
Your
my base
base.
of operations. Man. Like I feel like that's a good like.
And when everyone else comes to your base,
it's big enough for the yellow. Like, what's your problem? You like little people come to Canal. Shoot, it's already full. Might as well.
yeah.
Like I would want.
I don't think I'll last long in that band.
Yeah, I also think I would die. Like I would. Nah, I'm not steak-specific.
Yeah.
I'm not, cause like this is a bio. There's this thing about kind of people that can jump draden, man. Like they can hurdles over walls.
Just when I think we are veering towards.
I don't have that skill set, man. High jump wasn't my strong suit. Long jump was my strong suit, but not high jump. Like I don't have that. So that like. I don't think I would survive. I'm sorry. I'll die.
Nice. Die. What's the next one?
Oh my goodness. Okay. Say now, nah. You were only allowed 2 friends at a time.
PC. Like in your life.
In your life.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Like after like you kept.
Okay. To protect the marriage, I'll choose my wife. For safety's sake. Friend number 1.
I feel like your wife is not the friend. Like no, as in like your wife is.
Oh, so I can have plus.
You can have your wife.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Nice. Winning.
Yeah. That's a privilege. It's a privilege.
So, okay, but this is like forever, right? So you must be able to do so many things
at
with just
the time.
2 friends.
Yeah, at the time. What
do you mean at the time?
So like,
when they're done, you cut them.
I was gonna say I don't make the rules, but I literally make the rules.
Just like we've read this book done out.
Yeah, you only
allocated 2.
Yeah,
and you can't like reapply.
That's what I'm saying. You can. That's what I said at the time, not for the rest of you. You imagine for the rest of your life.
That's what I'm saying.
No, like at the time.
At the time.
At the time. We die monogamous. What am I trying to say?
I don't know.
You know, monogamous.
Oh,
wow. I'm done.
Hectic. So, I don't know. Just having 2 friends at a time is a bit awkward.
It's wild. That's why it's the same now. It's a hypothetical. It's supposed to knock you.
So I would think about what you'd want to do. Yeah. So I can't have 2 Muslims as friends at the same time.
3 is a sunnah.
Because like I mean, also like you can't play 30 seconds against each other. Like it's just like not working out. But anyway, so I'll choose 2 that will allow me to live a good lifestyle in terms of having activities and also things that I like to do. You? Am I one of them?
Nah, I'm just thinking like, yo, the group chat is 4 of us. Kicking off one member of the group chat. Tribal council has spoken.
And based on my allocation, I think.
No. So look, you're not out of these people's lives, but it's like you only have 2 friends.
Yeah.
So you can play 30 seconds, but competitively.
Olympics.
Oh, wait. Like, you're not friends. This is for blood.
But who would you choose?
What do you mean, who would I choose?
Who
what
choose?
type of friends would I choose?
Yeah.
Chill out. Chill out. Why you like this? So I need a friend who's rich.
Sounds like JP. Jokes, lies.
and then I need a friend who like gets me. So like,
that's not me.
So like someone who's gonna be able to like understand all my moods and emotions and all my hand signs and stuff like that. Yeah, I think that would be enough for me. It would be nice to also have like a Kelly in my life, but
next hypothetical.
we shingles.
Let's do this. Say, man, now, if Mars was habitable, would you go or stay?
Planet Mars.
Planet Mars.
Okay.
I'm staying.
Do you know? It's like I was gonna. Let me say it. Do you know what's wild? Time travel is white privilege.
Whoa!
So wait,
Mars,
wait.
Mars.
Wait. Just I'm gonna get there. There's a reason.
Okay.
So, like, as a person of color, like, I'll stay. They can leave.
So you saying if it's
I don't have colonizer energy in me, man. That's what I'm trying to say.
so if it's habitable, you're saying they must just go.
They must go. They must go
Yeah.
find oil there and gold and stuff.
And they go.
That
Yeah.
could be fine.
Nice.
You're like, I do love white people. I'm just saying,
Yes.
at the same time,
In a purely hypothetical.
the
environment.
current space that we are in is low-key the best time to be a colored person or a person of color, because we're not slaves. We don't have segregation. And so, like, this is the best we're going to get it. You can go.
You can go.
We can't go back. We can't go back. Budding the lines.
I think you can finish us off with
Would you
one.
like? Sorry, but like, would you go?
No, I said
Oh,
I
yes,
wouldn't
okay.
go. It's just not. It's not my vibe.
Okay. Like I said, like I'm grateful to be a colored person right
Yes.
now. It's the best time to be a colored person. But I think that's a good segue to our grateful thought. So,
Oh, lovely.
JP, for this week, what are you grateful for?
I am, to be honest, I think this week specifically, had a lot to do with how we are presenting the podcast, what we want to say. And I think the way our dynamic currently is very, very nice and very, very well oiled. So I think for me, I was just super grateful for each of our roles in this podcast, and everybody that you just saw, they just see us, but there's people behind the scenes. There's producer Lau, there's Paul that does so many things for us, and
Yeah.
I think it goes unnoticed
Yeah.
a lot of the times. And for me, this week, I was just very grateful that they are involved in this and can lighten the load a little. Shout out to Lau. What are you grateful for, Rizan?
So, like, oof.
Wow. They can't be on Mars.
It's never easy when you ask me this, JP. Like, I'm like, oof, I want to skip the segment because, like, oof. Like I said, I'm fine, man. I'm fine. I'm okay.
I'm okay.
I'm grateful for make something up. Stress.
Done.
Look,
Don't feel
okay.
pressure. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Like, yes. You see,
Okay.
like, the difficulties of
Yes.
finding gratitude.
Yes.
Okay, let's see. I'm grateful for having more than 2 friends.
Nice.
I'm grateful that I have more than
Yes.
2 friends. People that like you, that understand me.
Nice.
People that like Lau, that
Yes.
understands me more. Sorry, JP.
But
But we are grateful for you
Yeah.
lot, for supporting us,
yes.
for watching, you know.
Yeah. And the reason why we do a grateful thought, Rizan, to get back to it, is because of things like this. Because of the fact that sometimes we look back and we think we're not grateful for anything.
Yeah.
But we have so much to be grateful for. And like Rizan said, thank you for watching and for engaging with us. It has helped us a lot, really. And it made convinced Rizan even more to be part of the podcast. But I think that's a great way to end this week. Thank you, as always, Rizan.
Thank you, JP.
Thank you to you for joining. If you like, share, subscribe, and click that notification bell so you hear from us again. And we out.
Peace.